do you see sheriffs as the last line of defense if the federal government did look for ways to massively confiscate firearms?
I do, and I would go back to what I said 2 years ago was well publicized. A sheriff such as myself, and I'm speaking only for myself, not for other sheriffs, as I said 2 years ago in Richmond and repeated it over and over, if the Supreme Court has already ruled that weapons in common use and AR-15, high-cap mags, and so on should be allowed. Okay, we have that ruling. We have a Constitution that says what it does. So that said, as a sheriff, I have the ability to decide whether there's a line there being crossed. But unlike other sheriffs across the nation, when they weighed into that argument a couple of years ago, saying, well, I won't say what I'll do, but I won't allow an unconstitutional law to be enforced. I've never said that and often got confused with other sheriffs who did. That's not my approach. My approach is much more simplistic. And I'm going to use the office of sheriff, the power I do have, without arguing over a bill or law that's being passed. I have the ability to swear in citizens as deputy sheriffs. I have no limit on the number. I don't have a limit to my county borders. And as I told them in Richmond, and I mean it today, just as well if Congress chooses to go down that road, I will swear in tens of thousands of citizens as deputy sheriffs, provided they have their own weapons and be on call and available to me for service. And they will be allowed to keep those AR-15s, high-capacity magazines, and whatever else it is, generally speaking, that's being talked about through all the chatter and rhetoric. These people are not going to suddenly, because they're sworn in as my deputy sheriff, start to run out and commit crimes and do bad things with the guns they've owned for decades. They're citizens that elected me into office to protect them and protect their rights. And that's one way I can use the power of my office legally to do what I need to do to protect their rights to own those weapons for defense. But more importantly, many people get lost, it gets a little blurry. The Second Amendment was not written for self-defense or for hunting or anything else. It was written for a specific reason, and we need to go back to focusing on what the meaning of that amendment was for and never lose sight of that. And along the way, yes, it does involve the protection of yourself, your family, and others, and sporting and other reasons. But too often, the left in their rhetoric try to drown out the true cause of why we must always allow our country, based on the founding and those amendments, to continue to be able to have those weapons, have the things that are guaranteed them by those Bill of Rights. And sheriffs may be just that last line of defense to say, no, that's a line you won't cross. I know I'm certainly one of those people.
Hi, this is Sheriff Richard Mack, former sheriff of Graham County and now president of the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association. You know, the CSPOA is a partnership between citizens and their local law enforcement, especially your sheriff. You know, your sheriff is the only elected law enforcement officer in your county and in the United States. He reports directly to you. That's why you must be involved. Thomas Jefferson warned us that the price of liberty is eternal vigilance. That's what we train citizens to do. Be vigilant, be working with your sheriff, and we train sheriffs and peace officers all across this country to defend you, to stand for you, and to stand against tyranny. We train them, and boy, has it been working. Have you noticed during this crisis how many sheriffs have been standing against their governors and mayors? That's exactly what we train to do at the CSPOA. What we need now is you to be part of this process, getting your sheriffs and your patrol officers and your deputies and your police all across your county and all across your state to do exactly that. Stand for the Constitution, stand for liberty, and keep their oath of allegiance to the United States Constitution. You know, every sheriff and every peace officer swears an oath of allegiance to uphold and defend the Constitution. That's exactly what we train them to do. And with your help, we can make this go bigger, better, and faster right now. Why should every American join the CSPOA? First, what do we get out of this? We restore liberty. You join the team. You join the movement to take back America, county by county, one sheriff at a time. You know, when your sheriff finds out that you're a member of the CSPOA and you're trying to get him to the CSPOA training and you're trying to get him to become a member, how much more powerful is that when you're talking with your sheriff, that you can tell him, look, our entire group are members of the CSPOA. We support this idea, we support this movement, and we support you, and we stand beside you. You must tell your sheriff, we are with you while you're standing for American liberty and our God-given rights. And while you're here, be sure to look at all the CSPOA products. We have the best training materials anywhere in the country. You read all our books and our materials, you'll get the best education possible for restoring liberty today. Become a member, become a part of what we're doing. How do we take back America? County by county, one sheriff at a time. This is where you come in. He works for you.